People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you for tuning in each and every time. It means a lot, people, and honestly, it means a lot, man. I know you lot admire my consistency, my comments, and all of these sort of things, my humbleness, but honestly, it means the world that you lot tune in time and time again. And people, I'm seeing positive messages in my comments all the time. I'm seeing a lot of idiots, but yeah, man, thank you very much. But I don't know. It's really got nothing to do with anything, really. I think football's a funny old game, people. Well, it is a funny old game. I take the opinion of football is that is almost like the stock market in the sense of if you assume you know things, you'll get burnt. People in life, you'll get burnt. I don't like to. Obviously, I'm human. I've got my own biases. Even looking at players, I like technical players. There are a number of subconscious and conscious biases that stop us from seeing certain things, both in life and in football. So I try to take the opinion of I know nothing and everything's a day to learn something. Football has a funny old way of taking everything you think you knew about the sport and throwing it in your face, and telling you don't. And I think football's a funny old game, man, because if you look at Trent Arnold, Wan-Bissaka and Hector Bellerin, three individual players, the only common denominator between them is that they're all fullbacks. Obviously, Trent's from Liverpool. Wan-Bissaka's from, I keep saying Wan-Bissaka, forgive me, let's just say Bissaka so we keep messing that up. But Bissaka's from South. Obviously, Bellerin's a North Londoner now, he's from Islington, but he's originally from Barcelona. But I think there's another thing to be said, people. Obviously, Bissaka was at Palace as a winger at a point. Bellerin was a winger. Forgive me if I'm wrong, as well as playing at fullback, or as well as that, Trent Arnold could play in midfield and would actually, ironically, do quite well, I believe, in the professional game. But you look at respectively their positions. If they remained coming up through them positions and said to themselves, "No, I just want to be that," would Trent be a Champions League winner? Would Bellerin be at Arsenal and doing all of these sort of things and winning FA Cups? Would Bissaka be at United? Let's cut the crap as much as I ban United fans, the biggest club in England. Would he be at that in a short period of time as well for Bissaka as well? If you look at it, people, in what 2-3 seasons he's come up, he's got his chance at right back. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Palace fans, but it was converted into a right back. You see some elements of being a previous winger in his game, but you could also see why he probably wouldn't cut the mustard. This fly needs to get out of my room, but I can hear it. Don't know why I said I smell it. Got my fly spray. But like I was saying, people, in a short period of time, he's at the biggest club in England. Obviously, they're not where they are, but he's gone from being a winger, converted, and he's gone and he's never looked back. Where would he be if he stayed like that? Bellerin, I love Bellerin at this club, but if he was a right winger outright, would he be at Arsenal? Probably not, because neither of these players, if the two stayed in their positions, do they look like 10 goal, 10 assist season players in terms of a wide position and holding it down like that? No, that doesn't mean they're bad players. So it got me thinking. Well, it hasn't got me thinking. You lot see it in it. You lot see it in it. You lot see it in it. Go away, man. As soon as this video's done, you're done out here. There's a window, just fly out, man. Can't you feel this fly spray? But carrying on, people. If they stayed in their positions, would they have the careers they have? Like, not to speak about money, but earning good finances in the game, playing at reputable clubs, commercial deals, just damn right realising your dreams as professional footballers. Would they have that now? Who knows, people? Because football's a funny old game. There's players that have had careers where they've been at, no disrespect to the teams, Shrewsbury Town and other teams like that, where they could have been Premier League players. Sometimes it's not down to ability, people. Don't get me wrong. There's probably a lot of players in the lower leagues that could cut their teeth technically in the Premier League. But for one reason or not, football's a funny old game. They're not there and they won't be able to do it, people. I'm so sorry. Might just cut this video and dead that. I really hate that. But it got me thinking, you've got to take opportunities where they come. There was a gap at right back for Trent. He's still developing, but he's took that chance and he's never looked back. Regular. For me, he should be the first choice for England. Obviously, England's a bit debatable because we've got to bear them, but first choice for England, first choice for country, Champions League winner, still incredibly young in terms of his career, at a team that is going places under Klopp. Look what he's doing. I hope to say the same about Arsenal soon, but Bellerin's had a decent career. Probably wouldn't have made it at Barca if he stayed as a fullback, let alone in his old position as a winger. Obviously, now you're seeing him linked with Barca again, and like previous players. But would it have happened for them? I don't feel Maitland-Niles will necessarily end up as a fullback. I think he's got a lot to offer in midfield, but you can't rule it out, people. I'm not saying he's going to be a fullback, but you've got to take opportunities. Maitland-Niles isn't where them three are at in terms of being established fairly. I know Trent and Bissaka and Maitland-Niles, they've made fairly probably the same amount of appearances. In fact, I'm gassing because Bissaka's more or less been in the Palace team, but in terms of stature in football, they're more or less the same level in my opinion. But would he have got the games he got last season? We all know he doesn't want to play there. We all know that's not his position in X, Y, Z. But in terms of development, he's bound to have come up heaps and bounds sheerly by playing in the Premier League. That was his dream as a kid. Would he have got there, people? Because everyone wants to be the wingers and the central midfielders and all of these sort of things. Of course, you want to do that, people. But you've got to take opportunities. Would they be there? Ironically, Trent, I believe he can play in midfield if he's ever called upon it. And now he's in that position. But if he was coming up as a central midfielder, would it have happened for him like that? He saw a gap, or if coaches said, listen, yo, we know you're a good player, but there's really a gap for you at right back. If you want to take it, you can take it. Where would he be? Bissaka, forgive me if I'm wrong, if you're seeing his latest pictures of after signing for United, he was a United fan. Would he have realised what I assume is going to be his dreams of playing for that club? Now you'd think it boosts his England chances, another dream. Would he be in that position if he didn't take the decision to move as a fullback? Again, I'm not saying he would be at these clubs, and I'm not dissing his ability. I think he's got a lot of potential and he's a decent right back in my opinion. But he could have, Palace, it would have been, you look at players they've got, he probably would not have got his chance. He'd probably been on loan in the Championship or League One or whatever and had a decent career, but not to this level, both in terms of reputation, dreams, and also commercially. And I'm sure there's plenty of other names, people, that we can bring up of players that wanted to be strikers, they're in goal, wingers that were right backs that were midfielders, and all these things. You've got to take positions as they come, especially for young players. Of course, you want to define yourself, and forgive me if I'm wrong, Bernardo Silva, one of his first managers when he was coming up, wanted to play him as a left back. Clearly, them sort of things there is a madness. But within reason, if you see a gap, you've got to take it, people. Especially for all the young G's coming in academies, like anything from probably maybe not so much 8, but just to make a point, 8 to about 14. Everyone wants to be wingers and things like that. That's the position. Obviously, academies are looking for everything, but strikers and wingers and these maverick players, they make the difference. Everybody's looking for them, especially with the rise of what these people are now calling street footballers in the Hudson-Odois, Nelsons, Sanjos. All of these players that we've been saying are sick. People want that. Not everybody can be that. Obviously, if you think you can cut your teeth and if that's your position, that's your position. I'm just saying sometimes you might have to open your eyes and think, yo, listen, there's still going to be competition there. But I reckon I can take his spot or give him a good goal. Let me try to do that, because the end goal is being a footballer. Unless you're them once-in-a-generation talents, them Jack Wilsheres, extreme end of the scales, the Messis, if you're Wayne Rooney, you're not really gonna, you get me, unless you're one of them sort of talents there, it's not really a sure thing for you, because what you won't do, 10 other man will do that. I tell everybody that, especially some young players that are at grassroots clubs, because I do think it's you grow up in ends, everybody wants to be a certain position, everyone wants to do things, and that's good. Have your position and have what you want to play, but anything you won't do, people that are lesser ability than you, or just 20 other men will do that. And they might just do it well. Sometimes you have to see gaps and take it. Like I said, there's probably bare other examples. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Vante Daly-Campbell, coming up through Arsenal's academy, used to play further forward. Now he's obviously gone to Leicester, but would he be making these inroads in regards to being a professional footballer at a Premier League club if he didn't convert? And I'm sure there's many other options and other examples of things. I think someone's having a barbecue. I smell some decent burgers and that fly is gone. But yeah, man, I just look at Trent. He's gone on to be an England International Champions League winner. Bissaka's obviously wants to aspire to his thing and he's gone to United, boosts his England chances. Bellerin's obviously a regular for club, and I'm not too sure if Bellerin's been called up to the Spanish squad in any capacity, but he's played in the Champions League and he's a mainstay in a Premier League club. And there's many other examples of such people. So like I said, football's a funny old game, but on that note, I'm going to keep it moving. People, deluded, I'm out.